And we are live in the after hours show.
How's
Let's
everybody
see
doing?
who we got already here with us. We got Joe Management, we got Will, we've got Jeremy. Glad you boys can make it. Another awesome podcast to kick off 2024. I know that.
Freaking awesome.
Uh,
What's up, Joe, Will, Jeremy, CCB? What's up?
what's up, Jason? Was in Rippenmall's break and watched hockey at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah, lucky you. So a couple of things really one thing we forgot to mention in the actual podcast that I felt that it was relevant. So the MVP buyback program, the
Yep.
actual date that the program will end is the 29th of February. And you're probably saying, what do you mean? There's only 28 days in February. Keep in mind, this year, February is a leap year, so we actually get an extra day. And happy birthday to all those whose birthday falls on February 29th.
Oh yeah, it's cool when that
Who else we got
happens.
that just came in? We got Titus. Welcome aboard. Larkin, how you doing? There goes Larkin with his shenanigans. NFL reps make home plate umps look
So
infallible. Kenny, how you doing? Hammer 44, welcome aboard. We saw you at the podcast. Glad you could make it. And as soon as I'm able to do so, I'm going to go ahead and give you a nice blue wrench fresh out my Home Depot bag. So you're more than welcome to drop your link to your channel. Tom, how you doing? All right. So
um,
I'm debating, should we go ahead and continue pouring alcohol in the Jeff Wilson interview, or we keep it peasy and go into the vendor interview?
let's start off. Let me share this window. One of my tops emails went to the junk file or whatever, but pull this up right quick. It has a couple more photos in here. This must be the blueprint stars one. Yeah,
It
blueprint
is, yeah.
superstar blueprint. That's pretty sick looking. And then here's the 89 with with the white border and a mic trout. Just pretty cool. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
it was cool to see a couple more images of that. It's
But
always
yeah,
fun
like
to
I was
see.
saying earlier, though, look at the Ellie with the color
Oops.
design border though.
Yeah, with the yeah. It's gonna be it will be tough probably, hopefully, they have been doing like a little bit better quality card stock on
Hmm.
it. So as long as they're handling things better, which I do think Fanatics has been working more on the quality control of the products that make it and that aren't backdoored. So I should say
Right.
the products that we get in our packs weren't no like 2022 update purples cut, half and half, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah. Um yeah, I was I got down here to the after show last second because I was going back and making sure I had that other podcast, the vendor thing we watched,
Yep.
um, in the all that stuff in the description.
Hmm.
And those guys had some interesting topics as well. And then the like you were saying, card deal or card collector 2 and Jeff, um,
Alan, how you doing?
they
Alan
just
and Adam, Nikki.
they were just jacking each other off, man.
It
Just
really
it was
was.
just so annoying. Like I'm
I
like, are you
mean,
guys
they did make some valid points, and I mean very minimal, like
yeah.
grading fees. They did come down.
Yep.
Okay, uh this one you had to convince me because I just didn't see it. The cost of single cards,
Mhm.
and the only argument that I have, and you kept throwing at me, you just arguing the arguing. You know what? That's fine. I'm okay with that. It all depends on the player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like right now, okay, Julio Rodriguez in 2024, I still feel as though his prices are still a little bit inflated. But I mean, if he was making noise then, and I'm talking like the Jason Dominguez era, like he is now, I would assume, yeah, his prices would probably be double because Jason was expensive in 2020.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think that's good. That's a thing. Cost of
Yeah.
breaks. That one, there's a fine line because it all depends on who you're breaking with.
Mm-hmm.
And I've mentioned it quite a few times in videos. I've mentioned it in the after hours show. I can count on 4 fingers who I get into breaks with, and those prices are average to below average as far as cost, in my favor. I think out of everybody that I break with, hit seekers will likely be the most expensive.
Yeah.
You've got those 9.99 breaks with Dio, then
Mm-hmm.
you've got those at cost breaks with Mike. Then I've got into a couple of your breaks too, and they're fairly cost effective too.
I
You know,
try to keep them.
OPC,
Mm-hmm.
they're an industry breaker, but their prices tend to say otherwise.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, OPC is the new breaker that I just found on Loop. And they were actually the ones who was able to pull that triple auto redemption for me.
Oh,
Then my high end would be hit seekers.
I'll show this off every time.
Look at that.
So cool.
I think the longer it stays in her
Oh.
possession, the more she convinces herself that it's actually hers.
No, no, I know, I know. It's just
What's up,
I'm just
hobbyist? Nikki,
waiting.
Arnie, Maddie.
Max Whack Packs, Wax
Oh,
Stacks. What's up? We got some new
what's up
names
there,
tonight.
Mac?
Hammer 42, and thank you
Hammer
guys so
44.
much. Hammer 44, sorry. Alan's making it. All right. Arnie was like cracking me up in the chat in
Yeah.
the
Arnie
podcast.
was like, I can't wait. I can't hold it no more. Here's how
Yeah.
I really feel.
Arnie's got great break prices and stuff. So, I mean, I there's some breakers that make no money at all. They're just getting their money back, and there's some that make a little
Yeah.
bit, there's some that make a lot. And it's like when it's the a lot ones, I'm just like, what else are you offering, like entertainment wise,
What's up, Beast?
giveaways, things like that? What's up, Beast? 3 hits, including at least one autograph per jump. Yeah, we did a big thing about
Beast,
the
where you was at, man? We talked we spent about a
yeah.
good 30 minutes on flagship.
Yeah, we talked a lot about flagship, went over the checklist pretty good, and talked about some of the rookies and some of the other insert sets. And
But yeah, I think
gosh.
after looking at everything that we've talked about regarding this interview with Jeff and Ryan, I think I don't. I'm gonna save myself the headache. And I didn't get to fully watch that interview with those two vendors,
Oh,
but from what I've seen, though, you know, I get the feeling that they was giving us the vendor's perspective of the hobby because I do know, you know, being a vendor at a venue, despite the size, whether it's your local town VFW or you go to somewhere as big as like the Burbank card show,
mhm.
the cost for renting tables is crazy. And many times a lot of these dealers try to make sales that will cover the cost of how much they spent for that table. Did you get a chance to finish watching that whole thing?
So I did watch the whole thing, and I did put the link in and everything in the description of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it starts off it started off slow, mind you. This was something that to turn on and just listen to, because like when you think about our podcast, I feel like we put so much work on like producing, stuff.
Right.
It's just two dudes that came and sat down in the room like they're having a conversation, talking about how they sell sports cards at card shows, and how they buy product, sell product. They do. The one guy does a lot of mystery packs, and I just thought it was interesting to get their perspective.
Right.
Talking about like guys at card shows that aren't really there to sell, they're just there to reminisce and talk about their. It's like going to a museum. Nothing's
Mhm.
really for sale in their stuff because they're just, it's priced too high and they're not really there for that. And some of these guys, like, I guess almost it sounded like they're grandfathered in, like from the national,
Mhm.
they always get the same spot, but they're like taking up a spot. They're not really offering anything new
Right.
to the thing. And like,
Now that you bring that up, I do think of that because every
yeah,
time I go to a car show, I always see Grandpa taking a corner spot,
yeah,
got his stuff ridiculously priced, ain't making no sales, but he'll talk to you. He'll talk you to death about
yeah,
what you're looking at.
yeah. Um, I wanted to say Big John Collector. It's the chat's rolling tonight. Thank you
It
guys.
is.
Hit that like button for Mr. Enfuego. We got
I'd
how many?
appreciate it, fam.
It doesn't show me on mine because it's your stream. Like how many are in here? But
I
yeah,
got
hit that like
24
button.
watching with 13 likes.
Nice. Let's get those likes buttons going up. Big John Collector Cards. Thanks for being here as always and always supporting us. He was talking about the Jeff and CC2 interview, and he said he cut it off after 5 minutes because yeah, it was pretty soft. I almost feel like they weren't talking about anything super relevant other than they were like kind of promoting both of their shops. I
And
felt
that's
like,
really what it was, It
yeah,
was basically a it was a dick measuring admiration
yeah,
contest.
yeah. I was like rolling my eyes like the whole time. Um,
So I mean they did bring up some relevant topics, but the supporting information behind it wasn't there. It really
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. And then card deal. Arnie just said right now, charge whatever you want, the hell you want. To be honest, is all we ask. Let us make the decision. Decision either good or bad on our part. Yeah, because I know I get into run good life breaks, and I'm probably paying a significant amount, but
Yeah.
he's got all these giveaways. His channel's good. It's exciting to watch. I tell you what, that guy, every time I go in his chat and I say hello, he says hi to me every time. I feel that's a huge deal. He remember, and he's not calling me by my screen name. He knows my name is Adrian, and because I've bought into his breaks, and always says, "Hey, what's up?" I mean, little things like that might not. I don't know. To a lot of people, seem like a big deal, but when you think about all that guy's got 400 or 500 people in his stream.
And who you talking about?
Run Good Life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then like Theo, so way more affordable. He's got the same kind of thing going on. He's every time you come into his chat, he's like, "Hey, what's it?" Super excited,
Right.
pumps you up, got good prices, does the break super fast and efficiently. Product comes nicely. Um,
Not as fast as Leighton though.
no, that was the fastest break I've ever seen. Like that's the first time I ever wanted to take a video. Like I could go back
I
and
just got
slow
a
it
super
down.
chat from Alan Forrest. Don't spend it all at one
Awesome.
place. I'll try not to there, Alan. I appreciate it.
Alan. Man, Alan, I thought you said you were low. You were trying to slow down your Bryce Harper stuff, and you've had some amazing stuff come up on the Discord right
I'm
there.
actually starting to question Mike Post's loyalty to Bryce Harper because it ain't got nothing compared to what you're showing on the Discord there, Alan.
Yeah.
And keep your OnlyFans stuff off the Discord, please.
Oh man, yeah, the Discord got lit up today with
It got lit up by,
the guy. I did my bet when I'm sure people were in there on board. Blocked
Maddie
his bet.
texted me about it because Larkin brought it up to him. So I had to stop what I was doing to go see what was going on. I went ahead and removed, blocked, and reported that bot So
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't come back.
Yeah. Shout out to Arnie too, because he does good breaks. He just had a great one last night, and he did one around Christmas time. Like I keep getting credits, and I don't even know how. But he opens a couple blasters for me. I get a Ronald Acuna buyback. He lets me use that towards my purchase. His stuff comes like, well, weekly. I think he ships stuff out weekly. I always try to tell him to hold it for a little bit because if you're doing it once a week, I'll have more stuff, but it's awesome. I showed up with it, went down to the OnlyFans wasn't as good as Beasties.
Oh man. Hey Kenny, how you doing, man? Glad you could make it.
What's up, Kenny? Kenny, I was just going through let's see. Trying to work.
What's up, Will?
Kenny hooked me up in a break the other day. What's up, Will? Giving me the Royal, so I've been trying to hook him up with a nice little Pirates lot here. I got a couple Sapphires. First, I'm going to throw in there for you, and then there were some good ones in that break of the Pirates. So, like a lot of prisms and refractors. So, like Stargell. I know you like Stargell, so I got you working on that. What's up, Victor? Victor's
Hey Victor, how you doing, bro? PSA Ray, how you doing? Why is the After Hour podcast more laid back? Do you guys get sponsored? No, we do not. We both Adrian and I came up with the After Hour segment as a way for one to actually have a conversation with you guys in the chat, because I know it gets annoying when I'm in a live stream. I'm trying to get a statement across and I feel like I'm being ignored. You're not being ignored. It's just we're trying to keep it professional, since the podcast is actually on a bigger platform outside of YouTube. So that's why we came up with this idea. That way we could actually engage with you guys on a more personal note.
Yeah. And
to be quite honest, I ain't got to report to nobody, so we could say whatever the fuck we want.
Well, Mr. And there was another way. So Mr. and Channel will get live time too. So we both have a live. We both, the podcast, I do try to keep it a little bit cleaner because that was the whole idea in the beginning was podcast. And then as it progressed, we said we were going to figure out how we were going to do this as we go on. Podcast is on Apple and Spotify and all that stuff too. And I mean, all the music and all that stuff, I got to put all the stuff in the description. So there's no copyrighted stuff. So, and yeah. And so because I see you guys all in the chat, but we can't really answer your questions 100% on the podcast.
How's it going, Keith?
Show. And yeah. So Keith, what's going on?
He's from your part of town.
We're in Eastern Oregon. Keith, I'm in Southern Oregon in Central Point. We can drop the F-bomb whenever we want. Kenny, random rips. What's going on? Johnny.
For those of you that I just gave a wrench to, you're more than welcome to go ahead and post your links and connect with everybody else here. That's just how we do. Rocky, how you doing?
Rocky, Maddie, what did you think about the Cubs card in the top 5 tonight? So, Johnny, how does an Oregon girl connect with the Yankees? Oh, okay. I'm actually an Oakland A's fan. I'm originally from the Bay Area. I collect the hats, and my sister's a big Yankees fan. My dad's a big Yankees fan, and I put the hat on tonight because Mr. Enfuego was.
It's part of the contract, to be quite honest. Actually, there was a contract that both Adrian and I signed into before we did the podcast that she would support me in the After Hour show with the Yankee hat on.
I'm about to put my A's hat on right now.
At least once every fiscal quarter.
And this one is a Derek Jeter. Ooh, Derek Jeter one too.
There you go.
You'll always catch me wearing a different hat.
So here's a question for everybody that's in the chat. I'm sure there are some of you who have actually ventured out as a vendor, selling some stuff and renting at a card show, regardless of size. Share with the rest of us your experiences as a card vendor in these venues. I mean, is it as much of a monster as a lot of people say it is, or it's all dependent on size of venue, location? I mean, what are your thoughts? What show you talking about there, Will? We're on my show now. Okay, Keith said he's from Milton Freewater, about 20 minutes from Pendleton and 15
Okay.
from Walla Walla Bang Bang.
Yeah, Walla Walla, Washington. Awesome. Pendleton's, Oregon's. Everybody knows what Pendleton, the
All
liquor,
right, Arnie,
the
you say
totes.
it's a grind. Care to
It's a grind.
elaborate? What makes it such a grind?
What, I didn't even hear what your question was. The grind for
Basically, I asked the chat what are their, if they could share some of their experiences as when they were a vendor.
vendors. Okay. It seems like crazy hard work to me. Would you watch Extreme Car Breaks doing his stuff a lot, and
Okay, so random put. I used to do a lot of shows in the 90s and it was always fun. Some were tough depending on the location, but most were great.
great, cool. Yeah,
When Beast had a shot, he did shows. It
Mm.
would depend on location, was the biggest for him. Okay.
Location is the biggest thing.
Some locations are easy in and out.
Or easy in and out.
So maybe you guys can answer this then, because it's like most show, and you know, if Orlando was still in here, he could probably answer this better than anybody who resides in Florida. A lot of the shows that I have seen out here are either in hotels, or they're in your local VFWs. Is there a rhyme or reason behind choosing those type of venues specifically?
Thinking like I always see them in old malls too, and I'm wondering if it's like space and parking and cheap rent kind of thing. And I always wonder, cheap room rentals. Okay, yeah. Man, those guys talking like it seemed the guy was talking like it's a grind and
Okay,
constant
so cheap room
work.
rentals.
I would split tables at shows back when we were in middle school. Oh, that is cool. That does sound cool, fun.
Random is helping his LCS prep for culture collision now.
Nice.
Okay, Criterion chimed in and he said him and his friend would split a table at a show back when they were in middle school, so it was cool as a kid. Oh,
Oops. Watching.
okay, so Ray says he's actually got a show at a town hall. Most are big hotels in the Chicago and Wisconsin area. Okay. Nice. That's a good point. Okay. So if you're a member of the VFW, you'll get a discount. As long as there's Panini baseball cards. Sidebar comments. Rent is cheap when wedding season is over. Ohio with cold temps, you will see more in hotels, and school gyms are another easy to go. Catholic schools will do anything for cash. Yes, they will. Tampa shows and South Florida shows get deals from hotels for monthly shows. Okay.
This is interesting.
It is.
What was it? Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of actually going to a show as a vendor. You know, you get to meet the different personalities. You get to either talk the sport, talk the hobby. Not saying you could do that with everybody, but you know.
I love what Nikki. Yeah, I was gonna say this was an issue for us this week, actually. There's some people on eBay. There's a couple things on eBay, but
I had
you
a
had one.
snafu with eBay too.
Yeah. There's people I don't know if there's new sellers. I usually look to see their ratings and stuff, but someone will have a card up and they have best offer on there, and I'm not gonna not offer. I'm not gonna like unless it's something I'm in a hurry to get that's selling fast. I put in an offer and I'm totally cool with a return offer, whatever, but sometimes I'll put in an offer and person will deny it, and then later they have, the whole thing, and it's like there's like a $5 difference. And I'm just like, really? Like, there's a couple of cards I'm cracking up. There's a guy that when that Cosmic just came out, he had it listed for like $70 or whatever. And I was looking at other sold comps, I offered him a little bit more, $50. And now he still hasn't sold that card. And now he's got it marked down at $45. I'm just like, you had an offer. You had it sold. Your guy
Yeah.
too. Your guy with the like, oh, let me check. Like you offered that guy a solid offer. Mr. Enfuego made a solid offer on a Julio card. And the guy was like, oh, I've got a card shop looking at it. Let me get back to you. And Mr.
Oh yeah.
Enfuego,
I'm glad you brought that up
yeah.
because I did, like I showed you earlier, I did buy that card
Mm-hmm.
and I bought it from him
Yeah. Oh, it was from him?
at the original offer that I threw at him at the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
thought you had people asking you for 400. He goes,
Yeah.
yeah, that didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course it didn't. Why would it?
Yeah. Don't lose a sale on eBay over $5-10, guys. And don't take that was the thing with buyers too. Like Mr. Enfuego, you say, oh, let me think on it. Well, while you're thinking, if you don't hop to it, he's buying 3 other things and now deals off the table and you missed out on a sale.
It is.
And
Like, as a
yeah,
matter of
yeah.
fact, and I forgot to bring it up in the podcast. So I was actually, after I had that little snafu with him, I ended up seeing somebody else who was selling the same card. And for everybody who doesn't know which card I'm talking about, okay, I just added this to my collection today, but it's got to go through the authentication process. It's from 2023 Top Series 1, the Julio Celebracion out of 99. Okay. Now, the dude that I initially made an offer to, he had it listed for $261. I'm like, where the fuck is he getting this number from? So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and push this envelope, see how far it'll go. Offered him $250. He accepted the offer, and I told him, look, because it was the night, it was Thursday night, and I told him, look, I'm gonna throw this offer at you now. I'll go ahead and place it officially the next day. Okay. He was like, all right, cool, it's yours. So I placed the order the next day. He accepted, but then he came back at me 30 minutes later saying, sorry to tell you, but the car was sold to somebody else. I'm like, what?
No, 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 no. He already accepted your offer?
He had already accepted it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's no go. That's an automatic block too. What's up, Jay? What's up, Mandy? What's up, Rocky? Keith? I
Jay,
want to
how's
make
it
sure.
going?
Did I miss anybody else? Lucky Peter.
Got a live crowd here tonight. I
Yeah,
appreciate it, everybody.
those are awesome. Hit that like button for Mr.
But
Fuego.
yeah,
Oh,
I
Drunken
mean,
Chef Barbecues in the house. You guys go check his channel out for some good eats. Good
oh
Lord.
yeah. Every
Good
time I see
Lord.
that name in my chat, I get
I
hungry.
know, me too. I'm like, ooh, barbecue sounds delicious. Oh, thank you, Drunken Chef. That's awesome. Yeah, I got that. Oh,
But yeah, I mean, it's like I got a feeling a lot of these eBay sellers and a lot of these vendors, they're a little bit younger than
Yeah.
a lot of us are.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get in where they fit in. I don't know.
Yeah. That's my Ruiz that I picked up.
Yep,
And
that's
so
that's
there's
that dime piece that she just picked up and she
yeah.
saved a good 10-15 bucks on.
Yeah. So let me show another one I put an offer for. Okay. So cracks me up. This right here, Casey Schmidt has it on his uh had it on his thing for $29.99 or best offer. And that's the black border. Casey Schmidt. That's Casey Schmidt has other cards with autos, but this is the only on card one. Blah blah blah. Had it for $29.99. I was looking at other sold comps. Oh, he's got it $29.99 plus $5.25 shipping. I was looking at other solds. I offered him $15, and I'm totally cool if he comes back. He just straight denied it, and now an offer was sent for $20. I'm just like,
Wow.
really? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Well,
Why didn't you
Tom, I
just?
mean, you got to keep in mind too. You're not going to see a lot of the young dealers independently, but just keep in mind a lot of these breakers are more than likely half our age, and that's what I mean by these young dealers.
Keith, I'm in Central Point, Southern Oregon. Um, yeah, I think a lot of I feel like especially when I get into like like text message conversations, there are young guys, a lot of young guys on eBay because the young guy, they go and they open a box like so. But I wouldn't expect a whole lot of really young guys selling at like the National and stuff like that. Yeah, hey, what's up, Mandy?
Hey, Mandy.
Kenny's been good. Kenny's been good. It's crazy.
Okay. So, what is the average cost of renting a table at a card show, despite the size of the venue? Because I know card shows normally run anywhere from like what, 4 to 6 hours on average.
I think somebody commented earlier like 40, $50, but I thought like I feel like the National, I watched a video, they were saying it was like 4 or $500 a table. You guys correct me if Joe says it varies.
Yeah, Beast was saying that getting a table at the National or high end. Wow.
Yeah. There was there was a local guy here in Southern Oregon that was trying to do a card show at the Armory,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Oh, cool." But then he was charging this is not there's not no car shops around here, not a whole big crowd around here.
Yeah.
5K a table?
Jesus, I
No.
had to bring that one up.
No way.
That
Really?
is insane.
This guy was trying to sell these tables for $500, and I was
I
just
like
like,
Random Rips' breakdown.
40 for one day at my local, 200 for culture. See, that's the culture collision. That yeah, 500 for national. That's what I was saying.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
Speaking
that
of
makes
culture collision, so for those of you who are close to the Atlanta area, how many of you are planning to go to the grand opening of the Cards HQ LCS?
tails go for 500. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I've heard like some of these they're making good sense. These multi-day shows, $500 at the national seems just. Oh, no worries. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Not going anywhere near the culture or
Hammer just shows
Card
up first
HQ.
day on the job, and I already
I need
like
to
him.
I need to, yeah, I gotta go sub up to,
Yeah, we're not flippers there, Jeremy.
How do I go to his channel? Here we go. I got to get over to
Okay.
Hammer 44. We just became
Make
best
sure you
friends.
record it too, random. We like to see what the inside looks like from an actual collector's perspective, not what they want to show us. Okay, so around where Beast is at the mall, it's about $50 to $100 a table.
That's reasonable. I don't think that's that bad. Keeps the riffraff out. You get good, solid people in when you got a
PSA
good
Ray
price.
said that from Thursday to Sunday, it's about $1,400 for a booth,
It's not on my
about
list
3
either.
tables big. So you're looking at about 18 feet if you got 3 of those 6-foot long tables.
That's Nikki. We're thinking about doing that at the national because we're going this year. We've got a lot of ideas we've talked
Yeah.
about for the national. I'm pumped. I'm
Yeah,
already
I
pumped
mean,
for
yeah,
that.
definitely. Okay, so Rand was just gonna basically record for his channel. He's too broke to buy anything. You and I both.
I feel like the national.
Happy Wednesday there, Dom.
Magnus is in the house. What is up?
Magnus has
Dom is in
graced
the
us with his
house.
presence.
What's going on, guys? Depends on the size of the booth. It's upper to 1 2K a table at the national. Like, are we talking about like Tops and
Panini.
Tag and those guys? Like, what if you're just like a regular Joe trying to that maybe has a local card shop or a card shop and wants a table? $500 seems reasonable to me for the national. 1 to 2K a table.
That is insane.
Yeah. Wow. No, just a standard table, several thousand. Wow. 10 by 15. 12. Wow.
Ugh.
Crazy. Pays way more for their yeah, I bet. No, the big companies have deals, yeah.
Well, according to Random, Tops pays way more for their booth. Probably
Yeah.
because they got a lot more going on.
Yeah, they got a lot bigger area.
There goes Johnny to remind us tax season's around the corner. So technically,
Yep.
you're really not broke.
Yep.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean,
Biggest booth of the show.
to me, and maybe I'm just being naive, but to me, it seems like, setting up a table at a show, that's just a headache I want to avoid altogether. Because if you throw out, let's say, $200 on renting a table, if you don't make $200 in sales, you failed completely. That's just the way I
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, Panini's gonna have a porta potty outside of Ohio. It takes about an hour just to set up at a little show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's not including just loading up your vehicle, burning gas to get there. You got to stop to get something to eat, maybe some coffee for some of us seasoned folks. I mean, there's a lot to it.
Even break even.
20% margin, $1,000 sales to break even.
200 in sales that difficult? Now, I wouldn't think so.
Hold on. There was a comment here. Oh, here we go. Well, I mean, it all depends on what you have and what you priced it at, in my opinion. I think if you happen to be that guy who's been doing shows for 20 plus years and you still use the Beckett price guide as your go-to, yeah, it's going to be a long day for you.
Yeah. Really shouldn't even be at the card show unless you're got somebody to help you. What's up, boss man?
Hey, boss man, how you doing?
3 shows in the next month. I'm headed, hopefully, pending the weather, headed to California tomorrow, and I got
Yeah,
one
what you
card
got
shop.
going on in Cali? Family
I'm
visit?
going to visit my mom and grandma and my dad probably. Um,
Okay.
and there is a card shop that I'm going to check out, and then like what's it? Mojo's Sports Cards is there. Me and my mom went in there a few years ago when things were crazy. We might go in there again. They were super nice to us. And what was really cool is they were super nice to my mom because she was like asking like total like normal beginner questions. And the guy working in there was just so nice to her. And I was like, oh, these guys, this was cool. That person there, um, it was awesome. And they were like, oh, if you get anything, we've got free, sleeves and top loaders for you. If you got anything good. And, it was, I don't know, it was a really good experience. And the one in San Jose. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of stuff like from Freyland and Frank and a bunch of people, a bunch of giant stuff for my mom. So I plan on taking a video with her going through all that stuff.
You see this
Um,
comment Ray put out?
let's see. Dollar boxes are worse because they still want a deal on a $1 card. Do people well, do they do that? I can see them if they had like a stack of them, like, hey, I got 15 cards here. Will you do $10? I mean, I could see
Yeah.
that, but if like, what are we talking here? Like,
I'll give you 70 cents for
thanks,
it.
boss man.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, oh, I miss it. So I've got a million $1 cards. I really, really aren't bothered too much when they steal them. But oh yeah, God, I was that's usually a topic every year at the National. Somebody's like getting arrested, and who knows of all the stuff that's being stolen. If you think about people like going through dollar boxes and stuff, just pocketing some things.
Yeah. Yep. They must have picked up Donald Trump's latest book, The Art of the Deal. That's how I see it. But yeah, so I mean, so far we've seen a lot of people. Well, I've seen through social media and YouTube that a lot of people will be making their presence known at Cards HQ. Some people that we've seen in the chat here saying, I'm gonna put a restraining order, I'm gonna stay 3 states away from it. I mean, I might just take a trip up to Georgia just to see what's going on over there. I don't know.
I have some serious. Oh, that'd be cool, Mr. Enfuego.
Probably do a little vlog out there.
I have some serious cards. Oh, that sucks, Theo.
Yeah. I can only imagine how tight knit a dealer would have to be with their tables at like the National or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So I want to throw out there and ask like some people in the chat too, how your PSA submissions are going. I know Arnie's a big PSA submitter, but because of that deal going on, I have been cracking away at submissions. I feel like, I might be able to look it up. I want to tell you how it's the 13th. I want to tell you how many I've sent in to PSA already.
Yeah, I'm curious to know about my 600 platinum anniversary A-Rods.
I know. I'm looking at that every day. It's been in an assembly for like 2 weeks now, and I'm like, let's
They're
go.
probably looking at it like, who in their right mind is gonna collect all these steroid infested cards?
They can mind their business and grade my cards, crying out loud.
Well,
Let's see.
Johnny, it's not that I'm too dark to be going to Georgia, okay? Because in Atlanta, believe it or not, a lot of those individuals come down to Florida and they tend to be my patients. Just throwing that out there. And for some of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I do work for a local health department here in Florida. And my main purpose in life, as my daughter likes to call it, I chase cooties for a living.
2, 3.
I did see that video, John. It was pretty. You got some pretty good stuff there, man. And just to correct you, it's Tristan Casas, not Casasas. Just want to throw that out there.
All right. I've already sent 40 cards out to PSA and all because there's a 10 card minimum. I do the minimum. So they've all been 10 card submissions. And it's easier on the app to look.
Somebody's trying to put you. Jeremy's trying to put you to work there, Adrian.
I may send you a card that I'm getting from Arnie to get graded. Oh, okay. You know, Arnie sends stuff to PSA 2, PSA also if you're interested. But I'm happy to help you as well, of course. Okay. I got stuff sent in for Mr. Enfuego, for Sean, for Nikki. Dom's got cards. Oh, it's already been shipped. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, let's take a look at Mr. Enfuego's. No, not that order.
Oh, I'm sorry to disturb you there, Random.
What happened? I'm trying to edit my 300 sub giveaway right now, but you guys are distracted. Our apologies. Congrats on 300.
No, I'm not a doctor, Lucky Pete. But basically, I am a infectious disease investigator. And basically what that means is every time somebody goes out to their local doctor, emergency room, or anywhere that a doctor draws blood, and if those labs come back with a positive STD, those labs come to the health department. They come to me directly, and I actually go out to that person's house, look for them, and basically ask them questions that probably a lot of you would not be wanting to ask or know the answer to.
I don't blame you, Johnny.
Yeah, definitely.
I would definitely insure it.
Honestly, if you had the resources, to be quite honest, and I know of a couple of people who've done it, I would physically deliver that card to the grading company of my choice. Ray, I've got stories for days, but I do not have the time, nor this is the right platform for it. Oh man,
I wonder how many, Arnie, how many PSA things have you sent in for the modern card deal so far? I know Arnie's got big boy numbers for his PSA stuff.
Oh yeah.
God, stay out of Georgia and Fuego. STD's rampant in that state.
Oh, I know. Georgia brings their STDs to Florida. Hammer, that makes sense, but the only obstacle with that is are those graders going to be showing up at your local show? Now I do know that who the hell is it? JSA, they make their presence known pretty much anywhere that is offering a card show, just to have your autographs authenticated and everything. So I would love to see a SGC or PSA doing the same. I would like to see tags setting up in Central Florida, to be honest. Okay, so Arnie has 5 there plus 4 regular currently, but this is the busy time of year as I only do baseball.
Tax time.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome, Arnie.
Okay, so Keith says he's got a super nice copy of the first Sports Illustrated that he wanted to get graded, but scared to send it in, but wanted it at least encapsulated.
I don't know. I would send it in and just make sure you insure it. Now, of course, if something happens to it, you will get your money back. I don't know the different like value and what it means to you. Sometimes not only the value, it's the sentimental value. But knock on wood, I haven't
Yeah.
never had, and I know there's a lot of stories of people having trouble. Just this area that I live in, I haven't had any issues with mail.
Hey,
What's up,
Mr.
Mr.
Whistle, how you
Whistle?
doing?
Any idea who to send it to? You can send that to PSA to get encapsulated. If you go on PSA, they do all kinds of different things. Do you use Palm Grain Company for that?
Leave me alone, Johnny.
Joe, what Joe said, that's a possibility too, Keith.
Yeah,
Palm
CGC is
C.
because CGC is known for grading comic books anyway.
Yeah. Don't insure. We're lost because they know it's a big card for them. Gosh, there's so many. If somebody really wants to steal it, they're gonna figure out a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because believe it or not, I was actually a little bit nervous of that triple auto that Adrian has in her possession would get lost in the mail somewhere. Oh, Jesus. Y'all need to leave me alone. See, y'all getting y'all taking I take my job seriously, okay? Y'all don't know the struggle that it is on asking somebody who they've been messing with to get what they got. On a different note, okay? So I did just record a video right before the podcast. I haven't touched it yet. I will be editing probably right after the after hour show and have it set up for release tomorrow. It's basically a video thanking another community member for a random act of kindness that he did on his channel for me. And on top of that, it basically shows the purchases that I have made in 2024 up to this point. So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Cannot wait.
First off, Lucky Pete, you need to start using words that I could pronounce. For all I see is Fluck you, Nazola. I don't even know what that is. I know what Valtrex is.
Nice, Keith.
CGC is what I have been told, and the centerfold of Topps cards are, yeah. Okay, so Random says he's mailed over 200 items a month from PWE to showbox size packages. In the past 3 years, only 2 items have been lost. A lot of delays, but they got there eventually, so I don't worry much. Yeah. I'm actually going through that right now. So I did make another purchase on eBay about a week and a half ago, and literally, matter of fact, I picked it up on the 6th of January. Here we are on the 13th, and for some reason it's still in Kansas.
That happens. That's something you mailed out?
No, this is something that the seller mailed out.
Yeah, every once in a while. Did they sell it? They do that PWE or
no,
or bubble mailer?
More than likely bubble mailer, but I've been in touch with the seller, and he's telling me with all the latest weather shenanigans that's been going on.
Yeah. So that's probably what it is. That happens every once in a while. And I know right now big storms here in Oregon, so everything up and down like that I-5 corridor from Seattle to California is all super delayed. So just got to be patient sometimes. It sucks, but
it's the whole hurry up and wait.
Yep.
Never use FedEx. They suck. I've never had problems with FedEx.
I haven't either, but I mean, I have heard people say things.
Yep. PWE gives me the most stress because they can't track it.
Well,
According
yeah.
to Johnny.
I mean, they do have the tracking thing now with eBay, but not all the post offices are set up for that.
Yeah.
So, and then even if they are, some of them still don't necessarily scan them. So,
Right.
no good for me.
Oh man. But yeah, we got a whole bunch of shenanigans going on, but at the end of the day, we got to take it with a grain of salt.
Uh, you
How
said
you
it.
doing, Jason Edwards Sports Cards? Welcome in.
Hey, what's going on? There's no risk with PWE.
Really?
I'm
Please elaborate,
I was gonna
Jason, if
say
you don't mind.
elaborate on that because I feel like there's the most risk with PWE, but I would love to hear more. I have I have camera. They are affordable. Put one on the location where your packages get dropped. It can save you. I also tip. Oh, I do that too because my FedEx guy, my mailman, and they're all awesome. The FedEx guy brings my dogs treats, so we're buds.
No, he's buds with your dog.
Dogs, yeah, yeah.
And I'm assuming it's probably Willow.
Well, they both get treats.
Ah,
They both
okay.
get treats. Yeah.
Okay, that's a valid point.
These right packages are stolen more. That's okay. That's cool.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Love FedEx and UPS. USPS, they stink.
I'm lucky. My post office is awesome.
Let's see here.
So I got a lot of winter leave from work. I'm going to be off all next week, and then I got like the Mondays off. So there's going to be a lot more live streaming
Awesome.
stuff on my channel. I can't wait. Monday night card sales. Dabble on that because I do card sales every Wednesday. No card sale next Wednesday because I'll be out of town. But I should have one the following Wednesday. I'm sorry, following Monday.
Okay.
My ones on Wednesday are at 11 a.m. all the time, and that's the biggest thing. Like in my other chats and all that, it's like, oh, I can't make the sale because I'm at work and stuff like that. So I'm excited to do night live stream with all the people off of work. I do not do Whatnot anymore. Too many shenanigans with Whatnot. Don't want to support their I don't want to support their organization. I'm do Silco all the time.
Yeah. So how often do you keep in touch with the Silco team? Because I'm sure they follow up with you asking, so how's things going with our product and everything?
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, but they usually reach out to me letting me know when there's new. So I think it's down to probably being monthly or twice a month now. Asking how things are going, and anytime I contact them for an issue or all that, less 24 hours or less, they're back to me. So
Okay. Now, are you considered an affiliate with Silco or?
I don't. So when I first started doing Silco, they had reached out to me and sponsored some videos.
Right.
They sponsored the podcast one time and stuff like that. But since then, I think now I'm just what's the like private contractor.
Okay.
If you will. Yeah.
To answer your question there, Keith, if I do go to Seattle, it won't be my priority will not be to catch a Julio game. I actually have it on my bucket list that I do want to go visit the grave sites of both Brandon and Bruce Lee.
Oh.
because I am a diehard Bruce Lee fan.
That's cool. I didn't go to that. Wait, Brandon in Seattle?
Yeah.
I missed what his question. Oh, when you coming to
Keith was asking
Seattle?
me when am I
Okay,
going to be going to
got it,
Seattle.
got it. I got it mixed up with the National, and yeah, Kurt Cobain's house there where he was killed is there Seattle. That's what I went to. I didn't go to Brandon Lee's, but that's and uh Brandon Lee and Bruce Lee, their grave sites.
Yeah, because I know the wife's son at one point was stationed in Seattle for his schooling. And I tried to get her to tell him, hey, stop at the damn gravesite. All I want is a couple of pictures of the tombs.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't even get that.
Oh man.
I'm like, damn you, you effing Democrat.
I honestly didn't know their grave sites were there, and I was texting my brother and sister when I went to the Kurt Cobain thing, and my brother like immediately he's like, "Are you going to Bruce Lee's too?" And I'm like, "Oh man, what?" So I
Believe
missed
it,
out,
Tom.
but I'm a little bit closer to Seattle
Yeah.
than you are. So
Yeah, Tom, I've never been to the National, and if all goes well, this year will be my first.
same here, same here. Did you just get a notification on your phone? Were you looking at your phone too?
No.
Oh, the podcast just downloaded early, so it
No, haven't
I
got
was
that yet. The only email that I got was there is a card show. Louis holding a card show here in Seminole County on the 20th in Central Florida. So
nice.
stop over there.
You got any Bruce Lee cards?
No, but I've got all his movies, even on CD and DVD and VHS. I've got his biographies.
Nice.
So yeah.
When I was growing up, The Crow was one of my favorite.
That's where Brandon actually died.
I know. Wasn't it the sequel or the third one?
It was the sequel.
Yeah.
Ray, I don't know about Chicago, because Chicago tends to show its face a lot on First 48.
Yeah. See at the National. I walked it with Hammer 44.
Oh,
Awesome.
man. So we are at about the same time here as we were with the podcast. So we're going to go ahead and cut sling load here. But before we do, Adrian, you got anything going on your channel coming up?
Just all the stuff I said about the no card sale next week, no podcast next week. And stay tuned. The Magnus break, all the stuff has arrived. Now I'm just waiting for myself to be in town. So that will be promoted this week. Just keep an eye, keep your bell notifications on. Some big stuff is coming.
Awesome. And just to piggyback off that, since there is no podcast, there will not be an after hours show, because without the podcast, there is no after hours show, in my opinion. Again, right after this, I will be getting to work on editing the latest video that I did.
Nice.
And as more stuff that I've purchased comes in, I will be showing that all to you on shorts, or if I have enough of it come in at a certain time, I'll do a long form video for you. But I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us. It truly means everything to both Adrian and I. And what we got here? Check out Edward Vela Arts Cards, Bruce Lee on the eBay. Some very cool. I will do that, Random.
Cool.
I will definitely do that. But with all that being said and done, it's been fun, and it's definitely been real. We will catch you all in 2 weeks.
Have a night. Good night, guys. Good weekend.